And welcome to another episode of Stuck in My Mind podcast. Today's guest is a high voltage mindset engineer with a quantum twist. AD Roberts is in here to hand you a motivational pep talk. He's here to recalibrate your identity. Author of Cracking the Abundance Code, AD has built systems that merge neuroplasticity, hypnosis, and energetic IQ to unlock what he calls your wealthy identity. His readers report transformations after just one chapter, after one session. No fluff, no gimmicks, just rewiring your subconscious system so you stop chasing and start magnetizing. If you're ready to move from scarcity autopilot to conscious expansion, you're in the right chair. Let's welcome the master of true readiness of abundance. Welcome to the show, AD Roberts.
Thank you, my man. I truly appreciate it, Will. Man, it is an absolute pleasure to be here. I'm excited about hanging out with you this afternoon, and let's rock and roll, man.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it, man. I love that. I love the energy. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
AD. All right, AD. Tell us about your journey from hitting rock bottom to blueprinting, cracking the abundance code.
Oh man, rock bottom. So we're gonna start there.
Yeah, we gonna
Well, no,
start.
that's a great place to start, man. My story is one of having done extremely well. I started off really young, in my 20s doing real estate investments, finance, and all that good stuff. And did the stuff that we were told we were supposed to do. Work hard, get your degree, and I launched my businesses. And again, I was doing real estate and investments and finance. I started a mortgage company. It was going really, really well, and made a ton of money. I mean, a ton, boatloads of money. But 2008 happened.
Mm.
I don't know if you're old enough to remember that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm old enough. Yeah.
But 2008 happened, and I mean, I just cut across the field. I lost everything. I lost houses, cars. My mentors was like, AD, no, don't worry about this. Don't stress out about it. We've been here before. We've seen this, and the market is gonna come back. The market is gonna come back, and the market didn't come back for another 11 years. And so in that process, because I had everything that I owned was my business was in real estate, my investments were heavily in real estate. I had investment properties and all of that stuff. So when the market collapsed and it just imploded, so did everything that I had. So I lost everything. And I love to say that the only thing that I had when I came out of that moment was I kept my integrity and my relationships, and
Mm.
my relationships and that mindset that I had. It helped me forge a little forward.
All right. What moment made you realize mindset and subconscious rewiring were non-negotiable?
I mean, I've always known that, and that from Rip, Will. I mean, I understand that we live in an energetic universe. I understand that the thoughts that we have, they are real. And they're not just, when I say just real, they're just not real in my head. They are a real variable in the equation of manifestation and creation. So I knew that my mindset would dictate the reality that I would experience. So if the reality that I was experiencing was a tough one, it was one or two things happening. It was either my internal dialogue was off, or the universe was pulling and expanding me, getting me ready for my next big win. So knowing that and believing and understanding quantum physics and quantum mechanics and how we literally help to create our own reality by virtue of our thoughts, our words, our actions, and our emotions. Understanding that and living by those simple variables, I understood that in order for me to make my life better, in order for me to empower the people that were around me, to impact people's lives the way I really had this calling in me to do, I had to be a student of the mind, and I had to also be an advocate for it too. So, it's always been there, Brad, and that's the thing that pulled me out of those tough, because don't get it twisted. I've had my moments of doubt. I've had my moment of fear. I've had my moments of not understanding where the next dollar was going to come from. But the thing that, even as a coach, the thing that helps me out is that I've just learned a few things along the way to help me move beyond those seasons just a little bit faster, um, than the average person, because I've learned those things. And so, yes, I experience everything that everybody else experiences. I go through the same tough moments externally and internally. I just know a few tricks to get myself beyond it.
Awesome. Um, give us the origin story of the abundance archetypes. What clicked for you
Ooh.
first?
The abundance archetypes. Now that's a fun thing. Well, the first thing is to understand what the abundance archetypes were. Well, they initially came out of when I wrote the book Cracking the Abundance Code. The first chapter and the largest chapter in the entire book is about limiting beliefs and removing those limiting beliefs. I believe that the limiting beliefs that we hold on to in our subconscious mind literally help to either propel us forward, or they hold us back from experiencing all the abundance that we need to experience, or we choose to experience. Now, with that being the case, a lot of people don't even know what the limiting beliefs that they're holding on to, that they have buried in their subconscious mind. Many people have no idea what it is that what they've experienced in the past, childhood rearing, certain types of relationships, your relationship with money. What did you learn from your parents about money? What was that relationship like? And so, in order to understand, or to help people understand and discover what those limiting beliefs that they may be holding on to that's keeping them out of alignment with abundance, they needed to figure it out. So my team and I, we got together and we developed an assessment, and we call it the wealth assessment. And that wealth assessment is a series of these in-depth and beautiful questions that allow you to deep dive into your own life, into your own psyche, to better understand yourself. So when you take the test, or you take this assessment and you complete it, you're given a number, you're given a score, that rating. And I had to come up with a way that, like, well, how do I let people know where they are? So these abundance archetypes, from the soulful strategist to the flow alchemist to the blocked builder, these archetypes reflect where it is you are on the spectrum of your association with wealth and abundance, or your association with scarcity. So those archetypes, each one of those archetypes represent a point along that scale, if you will, because like I say, you take the assessment, you get a number. Once you get the number, that number pairs you with an archetype. And that archetype is an expression of where you are as it pertains to how close you are to your next big win, or what is that's holding you back.
Mm. How much of this came from neuroscience versus your own energetic breakthroughs?
Well, neuroscience is the foundation.
Hmm.
My own energetic breakthroughs come from my experience with myself, just living life. And it also comes from my clients that I work with, because as a hypnotherapist, I work with professional athletes, I work with C-suite executives, I work with entrepreneurs, people that are just trying to do better and to be better and to scale their lives and, you know do the thing, whatever the thing is. But what I noticed after years and years of working with people, I noticed that there was a pattern of limiting beliefs that would continue to pop up over and over and over again. And so when it comes to neuroscience, understanding how our neural network works and how we are hardwired in many ways for failure or hardwired for success, understanding the power of the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, knowing that the subconscious mind makes up 95% of the life that we live. What you experience every day as reality is literally systemic of 95% of it is systemic of what you hold in your subconscious mind. The other 5% represents your will, your conscious mind, your awakened state. But you're literally, you, me, all of us are on autopilot for most of our lives. So when our life doesn't look like we want it to look, that means that there's some internal dialogue going on in the subconscious mind in that neural network,
Hmm.
and that neural network is creating our reality. It is filtering how we see the world. It is giving us the memes, what we're afraid of, what we're, what we're excited about. It's more than just a repository of our identity and how we see ourselves, but how we see the world, how we interact with the world, how we believe the world sees us. And so, with all of those variables in that equation and how it operates and connects to the quantum field, and that quantum field representing the field of all possibilities, every strand, every possible version of will is there. The healthy version, the unhealthy version, the happy, the sad, the rich, the absolutely insanely rich, the broke one. Every version of you resides in that quantum field. And by virtue of our focus, we literally collapse time and space because where our focus goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. And from a neural perspective, we're hardwired again, either for success or sometimes failure.
Yeah. So basically, when you reshape your mind, you don't chase abundance. You magnetize it.
Oh, absolutely. I like that. In fact, I did a talk today. Um, and I always like to share this. I was in my 20s, and
Mhm.
I was reading a book by Deepak Chopra called "Creating Wealth and Influence," and he had this tape. Because I'm telling my age now. I'm telling my age.
Brother, we both. I know. I don't have all this grade for nothing.
Yo, so he had this tape
Hmm.
that I would listen to,
Yeah.
and he told this story. It's a little parable, and it was a little short little story. He says that there are two goddesses. He says there's the goddess of wisdom and there's the goddess of money. And the more you chase after the goddess of money, she's fickle. She runs away from you. The more you chase her, the faster she runs. But the thing about the goddess of wisdom, the more you chase after the goddess of wisdom, it makes the goddess of wealth envious. So therefore, she begins to chase after you. So what that tells us is that the more we go after wisdom, the more we go after an understanding of this scientific part of manifestation and creation,
Hmm.
the more wealth and abundance will chase us. So we never chase, because see, here's the thing. Wealth is not about attracting wealth. Wealth doesn't respond to you chasing it. Wealth responds to your identity, how you see yourself. And it responds to that vibrational frequency that you're sending out. Are you living your wealthy life? Are you embodying the wealthiest version of you? Or are you embodying the sickly version of you? Are you embodying the version of you that is broke, that doesn't have any prosperity or abundance flowing into their lives? So by virtue of that, it puts us in a space where we can be the best version of ourselves or the not so best version of ourselves.
Mm. Absolutely. Excuse me. You talk about identity rather than effort. What does a wealthy identity look like in action?
Mm, what is a wealthy identity? Now, here's the thing. My wealthy version of me is just that. wealthy version of me, of AD Roberts. I don't have a preconstrived version of what wealth is supposed to look like for Will.
Mm,
Neither do I have a predetermined look of what abundance looks like for somebody else. So everybody's wealthy space is very, very different. For me, what wealth looks like, comfortably and beautifully, a few $1 million in the bank. What that looks like is freedom. I will take freedom. I remember, I remember one of the businesses that I own, and we were working on selling it. And so as we were working on selling the business, one of the guys the guy that ultimately bought the company, he wanted to know if I would stay on and be an employee. And my business partner told him, he said, you couldn't give AD $1 million for him to punch a 9 to 5. He could care less about a 9 to 5. He has to have freedom. So abundance for me is not a 9 to 5. Abundance is time freedom. Abundance is me being able to do what I'm doing right now with you. Abundance is me being able to go to my son's basketball games during summer league, or to be able to travel to North Carolina to watch him in a basketball tournament for AAU. Whatever the time freedom and the flexibility to live the life that I see for myself, that allows me to impact and empower the lives of other people and make millions of dollars in the process. That's abundance for me. Abundance for you may be something totally different. So that I can only tell you what it is and what it feels like for me, and especially the health part, because your health is wealth.
mm,
I've been plant based for a really long time. I'm not gonna say how long, but I'm 54 right now. I feel if I had to say what my body feels like and how I'm able to move and what I'm still able to do, I feel like I'm a good strong 32 years old. Literally. And that's just how things are for me. So abundance is different for everybody. Everybody has their own brand of what makes them feel good to be in an abundant and wealthy state. Everybody doesn't need a few $1 million. Somebody may need a few hundred acres, and get some land and some they can grow some gardens and some crops and maybe have some cattle out there or something. That might be riches and abundance and freedom for
mm,
them.
yeah.
So everybody is different. That's my take on it, brother.
So how do you go about figuring out your clients their identity? How do you go about helping them figure it out?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Many people come to me and they have no clue as to what their passion is or
Mhm.
what their purpose is on the planet. And the first thing I'll tell them is that your purpose is not about you. Your purpose will never be about you. Your purpose is about the gift that you give to the world and who it is that you are and how you impart and how you impact the lives of other people. And that can be in all kinds of ways, whether you're a chef, whether you're a songstress, you're a teacher, you're whatever it is in your vein. So how I help people to discover what their purpose is I ask a simple question. What makes you light up when you think about it? What is the thing that you can do every single day if money were not a variable?
Mhm.
If you had all the riches you already could dream of having, what would it be that you did every day that impacted the lives of somebody else, but it also made you feel absolutely wonderful on the inside? So I believe that our purpose rises out of our passion.
Mhm.
And whatever you're passionate about, it's easy because you don't need a vacation from your passion.
Yeah.
Like for me, I can do this right here. I could do this from sun up to sundown, left, right, front, and center when it comes to empowering and impacting the lives of people by helping them to understand that they have within them the blueprint of success already. It's just that they have to tap into it and align themselves with their thoughts, their words, their actions, and their emotions. And that alignment will help to manifest the life that they want for themselves.
And so when I just finally discovered my purpose, right? I was 40 something years old. I had been furloughed from work because of the pandemic. Um, didn't know, like, I have a nice 9 to 5. I have a pay it pays well,
Mm-hmm.
and but I wasn't happy. I wasn't that. It wasn't that. I just didn't know my purpose. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't know any of that. And so when I got furloughed from work and I launched the podcast, and I realized that I had a voice,
Mm.
and that
Mm.
I built a platform where now I'm able to share this voice and have other people come and share their voice and share their stories, and have an impact on people's lives from come from just releasing these episodes and this platform. It showed me, like, man, like, I have something here. I have something where I'm able to express myself, because I'm not from media. I don't have a media background. All this I've learned within the last 5 years of doing my podcast.
Wow.
I've learned how to do
Wow.
audio, edit video, do something. I've learned how to publish books. I've learned so many different things. I've developed so many skills these past 5 years, that, have you had said something like 6 years ago, tell me that I would have been doing this live with you right now, and having this platform, I would have, like, nah, man, you crazy, man. That's not something.
Yeah.
It is something that once I started doing it, it was like, wow, yo, like, this is amazing. Like, I didn't know I could feel this way. I didn't know that
Mm-hmm.
this was where I was supposed to be at. This is the place where this is, and from here I've launched my business and decided to go into coaching, and because it was like this big weight was lifted. Like, when I finally realized that this is what I was supposed to be doing, helping other people, serving others. It was like, where has this feeling been at all my life? Like, why did it take so long for me to finally realize this is what I'm meant to do, is to help others, is to
Yeah.
serve others, is to make help elevate other people, and I find so much joy in being able to do this. And like you said, I can do this all day. I can record all day. I can sit down here and talk and interview, and because I'm learning in the process. I'm growing in
Mm-hmm.
the process, listening to you and hearing your experiences, and and just, like, man, just listening to your story. It's like, this is what I'm meant to be doing. Is is
Yep.
is giving, is sharing, helping people share their stories, because we never know who needs to hear these episodes, who needs this content in their life.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely right. So I'm glad you found your purpose, man, because see, here's the thing. You see how your purpose is not fully about you, even though you get all of the enjoyment out of, actually doing it. But look, you've given me a platform where I can share my gift and what I do with the world. And then you got a cadre of people that follow you and listen to your podcast. This broadcast goes out and touches so many other people. That's what it's all about. And so when you get a hold of that and you understand that your gift is pleasurable to you, but it's not about you, that changes all of that. That changes everything, and it puts life into perspective, and it gives everything that you do with meaning. So you can wake up with passion. You can wake up with excitement. You don't have to have a vacation from the life that you truly already love. So now
Yeah.
I'm with you 100% on that one, man, for sure.
Explain how hypnosis reshapes neural pathways around scarcity, and what does someone really feel.
Okay. So let's kind of break that down, and I'm going to ask you to repeat that question again,
All right.
because I want to hit a few points in there because you covered a couple of things, a few things that actually needs to be addressed. The first thing is, what is hypnosis? Hypnosis literally is a simple process by which we slow down the cycles of the brain to get you into a place where we call trance. Well, guess what? That's nothing exciting or strange because trance is normal. You ever been driving down the car? You driving in your car, just riding down the street, and you just la da 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 and look up and you're already at your destination. You ever did that before?
I do that every morning going to work.
And say, man, how did I get here? How I get here that
Yeah.
quick? Man, I just got in the car. Man, that's crazy. That's trance. We're in a state of trance, and what trance is a heightened state of focus and awareness. So that heightened, so it's not like this thing where you're out of yourself. No, it is a state where you're at a hyper level of sensitivity based on a heightened level of focus. So, how do we get there? Simply put, by slowing down the cycles of the brain. That's all we're doing. We enter into those altered states of consciousness, going from an alpha, from a beta state to an alpha to theta to delta. And so, in that process, that's the part of how we do it. Now, why do we want? Here's the second part. Why do we want to tap into the subconscious mind? Well, the subconscious mind is from a neural standpoint or from a brain standpoint, that's where all the action takes place. That's where your programming is. So, if you understand how a program works on a computer, the output of the computer is based upon what? The programming.
Hmm.
So, if you want a different outcome, you have to change what? The
Programming.
programming.
Yeah.
So, if our subconscious mind is a repository where our programming lies, well, then we have to tap into that space and rewire the programming or change the programming. When we change the programming, we change the output. So when it comes to, here's the third part, when it comes to creating wealth and abundance, many of the reasons why abundance is eluding a large number of people is because their subconscious mind is running a program based on scarcity, based on lack, based on limiting beliefs. That program creates a reality of scarcity, lack, and want. It creates a reality that is reflective of the internal dialogue that is systemic of what's going on in the subconscious mind. So, with hypnosis, and as it pertains to wealth and abundance, we go in, we change the programming from a program of scarcity to one of abundance, to one of where we were raised on this transactional based type of living where we exchange time for money. I give them my time, they give me a paycheck. I wash the car, I make some money. I cut the grass, I make some money. I do my chores, I make a little change, I get my allowance. So from childhood we're given these concepts that our ability to earn money or to attract wealth is based upon the exchange of time and something else for that money. The universe doesn't operate like that. It doesn't. The universe operates on a whole lot of other laws, like the law of least effort. The law of least effort is simple. The law of least effort says that you can attract into your space not what it is that you want or not what it is by virtue of what it is that you do, but by virtue of who you are being, who you are. So when I use hypnosis to help my clients to scale their businesses or to increase their financial thermostat so they can attract more wealth and abundance into their lives, I'm simply going in, slowing down the cycles of the brain to give me access to the subconscious mind while they're in that very suggestible state. I go in and I lay beautiful programming that overwrites the old program because old keys don't open new doors. So I'm giving you a whole new set of keys and I'm giving you a whole new identity. I'm giving you an identity so that you now identify with being wealthy, living a wealthy life. So therefore the subtitle of my book from Cracking the Abundance Code is Quantum Leaping into Your Wealthy Identity. So that's how hypnosis can change the way you view the world, how the internal dialogue that you have, so that your thoughts, your words, your actions, and your emotions are in alignment with the vibrational frequency of wealth and abundance. That's how it works.
What what's a common subconscious block people don't even realize they have?
Let's see a common one. Shoot, there's so many. One is one I just talked about, that you have to chase the bag. I
Mhm.
mean, that's a popular phrase. I'm out here chasing my bag. I'm chasing the bag. No, when you chase abundance, you push it away. We
Mm.
don't chase around here, we attract. So that's a limiting belief, believing that there's something that you have to do. It's not about doing, it's about being, it's about who you are. So that's a huge and very, very common base level limiting belief, that you have to exchange time for money, or you have to do something in order to attract it. Now, you do have to do something, but that whole grind mentality and that up at 3 o'clock in the morning because I got to hustle, if that's something that you want to do, then so be it.
Mhm.
But is that absolutely necessary? No, it's not. And so those are some common limiting beliefs, that money doesn't grow on trees. That's what our parents told us,
Yeah.
all of the stuff that we were told as kids, the things that we saw that fostered limiting beliefs like that. So those are just a handful of limiting beliefs that we wrestle with, that destroy everything. But that dog, especially that exchange one, that's a huge one because we take that as normal. But in the eyes of the law of the universe and how we watch nature, nature doesn't hustle and grind to grow a flower. Nature doesn't grind and hustle to, for a tree to grow, for grass to grow. You ever seen grass hustling to be itself? No, it's just grass. It just is. So when it comes to being wealthy, your job is to just be, not not what you do. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
So that's one of the biggest limiting beliefs that people wrestle with, bro. Yeah, for sure.
mm. How does changing your words and emotional frequency rewrite the quantum field?
Ooh, that's good. That's good. Words have power. Words have frequency. Words are a matrix in and of themselves. So as you think a thought and you open your mouth and you speak the word, that word has power. Those words together form a formula, and that formula is received vibrationally, because it's the word, but it's not necessarily the word, because there are plenty languages in human experience. We got English, we got Spanish, we have Portuguese, we have Mandarin, Chinese, you name it. We have a whole plethora of languages.
Mhm.
So it's not necessarily the word itself, but on a pre-verbal level, it is the vibrational frequency of the word that the word itself represents. So that vibrational frequency of the word that we speak, it goes out into the universe, and the quantum field receives that. And if you look at the quantum field as a huge mirror, the quantum field is going to reflect back to you your image. It's going, oh, that's good. The mirror is going to reflect back to you who you are, how you see yourself, and the words that you're speaking. So the words are powerful, but you have to make sure that they're in an affirming, word, and a word that represents a vibrational frequency that is in alignment with wealth, abundance, and prosperity. Scarcity, making decisions out of scarcity, making decisions out of worry or out of fear, saying, oh my God, it's the first of the month. Now I need to get my grind on because I got to pay these doggone bills, got to make this stuff happen. That is a decision based on a lower vibrational construct. That's a decision to get out here and make something happen based upon the fear of not having, the fear of loss, the fear of getting your lights turned off, the fear of losing your home, the fear of losing your car. Do you think that's going to be in alignment with creating wealth and abundance? No, because it is a fear based reality reflection of a word. Now, conversely, abundance and prosperity comes from a different angle. One is a choice between two realities. It's a choice between faith and fear. Both of those, you've never seen faith and you've never seen fear, but they both call you to believe in them in order for them to be real. So you choose which one are you going to align with? Which word are you going to align with? You're going to align with the vibrational frequency of fear or the vibrational frequency of faith, because one is very attuned with financial wealth and abundance, and the other one repels financial wealth and abundance. It leads to lack, want, scarcity. So that's the power of words, bro. Words are powerful when it comes to how we affect the quantum field. It's our magic. It's our inexhaustible source of magic. As long as you can open your mouth, as long as you can speak, you have the ability to move mountains with those words. As long as you have the faith to do it.
Mm, awesome, awesome. So, so what does wealthy identity actually feel like, and how do you cultivate it daily?
Oh, what does it feel? It feels good. Like for me, it feels good because it's me doing this. For me, it's me empowering, impacting the lives of people. It's me sitting here writing books and being able to share, my book, Cracking the Abundance Code. It feels absolutely amazing. Like I'm getting goosebumps right now. It feels good to see people have, like if I'm on live and I'm going doing my TikTok live, because I go live on TikTok every day at 12 noon, is seeing people have their aha moments. Or if I'm speaking in a crowd and I have an audience of a few thousand people, and I zone in on one person and I see that look in their eyes and they're having their face relaxes and they're going within and they see for the first time, wow, I can change this. That makes sense. Man, he's talking directly to me. He's been where I'm at right now. That makes sense. When I see that, bruh, that's all the money in the world. Now I do love the part where they give me the check. Don't get it twisted. you know. But the part of it, what it looks like, what it feels like for me, it feels absolutely wonderful. My me doing my thing every single day and watching people have their aha moments, their epiphanies, their shifts. That fuels it and it sends me over the top 100%.
So for our listeners stuck in scarcity right now, what's the first actionable step for them to shift their mindset and frequency?
Well, the first step is to understand you got to go and take that wealth assessment. The first step is to understand what you're wrestling with because you're dealing with some. That's just kind of like going to the doctor. You're like, Doc, I ain't feeling too good today. Oh, okay. What is he gonna do? He's gonna do an assessment. He's gonna look at your eyes. He's gonna pull out his stethoscope and put it on your chest and listen to your heartbeat. He's gonna get your blood pressure. They're gonna check you in. They're gonna get your weight. They're gonna get your height. They're gonna get your blood pressure. They're gonna get all of these numbers, and then they're gonna sit back and they're gonna take a look at it and say, this is what we're dealing with. So the first step is you need to do an assessment. You need to find out where it is that you are on the emotional, mental scale of whether you're attracting abundance or whether you're repelling it. And that's why when I created Cracking the Abundance Code and the entire system that goes along with it, because it's not just a book, it's a full-blown system of engagement. And the first step in that is that book, the 21-day system, is to do that assessment to know, because that's what you need to do. You need to know what you're dealing with so that you can address those limiting beliefs. And so that's why, and then, you move on to the other areas of working it out therapeutically. Because I believe if you don't address your old relationship with money, if you don't heal the pains or the limiting beliefs or the trauma from or the financial trauma from childhood or even your young adulthood, you may have lost a car, may have gotten something repossessed, you may have lost a home or gotten evicted, and all kinds of things that can happen to you as a young adult, making financial mistakes and decisions. Well, sometimes that financial trauma can take root and cause you not to pull the trigger on your next big deal.
Mm.
It might cause you to be afraid, and you might not pick up the phone call because you don't like the fear of, because you deal with the fear of rejection. We do avoidance. We avoid uncomfortable situations. You don't go after getting that next car because you're afraid that the bank is going to turn you down. So you don't even you don't even go to the bank. You don't even go to the car lot and look at the car. You know you've been dreaming about the car, but you won't even take the steps to embrace or embody the possibility that you can actually have this car because you're still operating from a place of past trauma. So this assessment helps you to unearth what it is that you're holding on to by giving you that number and pairing you with an abundance archetype. And that archetype is going to tell you all of the things that you're wrestling with. What are the things that you've been dealing with? Some of the life experiences that you may have had growing up as a child or a young adult, and then give you recommendations and affirmations and things. And the next step is to actually do the work to start healing and to become more and more aligned with the wealthiest version of yourself. But that's the first step, bro, is that assessment.
Mm. Awesome. So how do you keep your abundance frequency steady in a world built with so much chaos at the moment?
Mm. You can't believe the reports of your eyes and ears.
Mm.
You can't. I'm not saying you have to isolate yourself, but you have to insulate yourself. Don't isolate yourself, but insulate yourself.
Mhm.
You have to constantly consume, just like you take a bath every day. That keeps you from being funky.
Yeah.
So the thing that you have to do about your mental state, you have to do mental work. You have to do meditations. You have to do visualizations. You have to write in your journal. You have to be deliberate and intent about you being well. Because if not, just like you said, this world is toxic. And
Mhm.
I mean, it can be funky out here.
Yeah.
And so if you don't take a shower every day, you're gonna get some of that stank on you. And it's gonna be hard to get off. And what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna try to go talk to some honeys and you stinking, and it's gonna repel them away. So just as you go after wealth and abundance and you don't smell good, you don't smell like you're wealthy and abundant, but you smell funky like you from the trash heap, because your mind and the thoughts that you're having, the internal dialogue that you got going on, keep you in this funky place. Well,
Mm.
guess what? You're gonna have a funky reality. So you do have to. It's a everyday thing, bro. It's an everyday thing. It is doing the work, doing the and it doesn't have to be hard, but you have to do some things and be consistent at it, whether you're journaling, whether you're meditating, whether you're doing visualizations, whether you're doing there's so many different processes in a part of the 21 day system in my book, and a part of the program itself. That 21-day roadmap outlines a lot of the things that you can be doing using the power of affirmations to affirm yourself and to confirm what it is that you believe and what you know to be true, so that you can attract more and more and more and more into your space.
Mm. So what's one abundance myth you want to kill right now?
God, if I could kill an abundance myth, that you got to work your butt off and that you got to grind every day in order to be rich. Lies. What you have to do is to be free and open. You have to be open to receive, and there's a little work that you're gonna have to do in order to be a vibrational match for that type of wealth. For you to operate in and use the law of least effort, it requires you to have radical faith. It requires that your mindset and your belief system is so powerful that just by virtue of your thoughts and your actions and your energy matrix around your life, it itself causes you to attract wealth and abundance. So if I'm gonna kill a myth, is that you got to get up and you got to grind, 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 grind until you work your fingers to the bone, and that's how you attract wealth. That is a myth. That's a lie, flat out lie. You don't have to.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh man, this has been great, man. Time has flown by. This
Yeah,
this
man.
is amazing, man. Um But what's next for you and CTAC workshops, group programs, live sessions? What is it that you got going on? And I'm gonna let you this right now. You said you're gonna get the solo screen. You're gonna let everybody know what's going on. Let them find out where they can find you. Everything.
Yeah, yeah. What's next for me really, man, is to continue the work of cracking the abundance code, is to make sure that this the message of it gets out, because it can change your life. And it's not all about money. Cracking the abundance code, because abundance is different for everybody. So, abundance according to you and what you feel is your calling for the wealth and abundance that should flow into your life. And so, the to begin, just get a copy. I got it right here. Just get a copy of the book. Get a copy of Cracking the Abundance Code. And all you have to do is go to crackingtheabundancecode.com. And so you get a copy of the book. You take the wealth assessment. Then you discover that there's an entire system where I provide 3 hypnosis tracks. The first hypnosis piece is about, guess what? Helping to eliminate limiting beliefs. The second one is reflective of the second chapter, which is quantum leaping into your wealthy identity. I'm going to guide you on that process of doing it. And then the third and final one, which makes all the sense in the world, because what sense does it make to do all of this work and there's no manifestation? The third part is how to actually manifest and what are the things that you can be doing in order to do that. So the next thing is to continue to share, continue to be on television shows, to keep speaking and to respond and going live on TikTok every day, and just impacting people where they are and taking opportunities like this so that I can continue to share this work. And yes, we have some retreats that we're working on in the background, because there's some things that I'm excited about. We haven't finalized all of those details, but the beginning of this journey starts with you going to the website, going to crackingtheabundancecode.com. And yes, I am a hypnotherapist. Yes, I do one-on-one sessions. I work with folks. Like I say, I work with professional athletes, C-suite executives, entrepreneurs, people that are just trying to do better and to be better. And it's easy to connect with me. I'm on all social media. I'm on every single one of them. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm on LinkedIn. So I am not hard to find at all. My everyday business, my practice is called the Oasis Mind Spa. That's where my clients come into the Mind Spa, and we work together on helping them kind of get beyond their limiting beliefs and the things that are holding them back, at the old traumas and old stories, to get beyond those things so that you can be the best version of you. This is what I love to do. This is my passion. This is my purpose. And that's why I'm here sharing with you, man. And I appreciate you. I really thank you for the opportunity to come on and hang out for a few minutes and to share this great work. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about how it's been received so far. We just released it back in April, so it's only been out for a few months. So I'm so excited about how receptive the world has been to it, and to actually see people's lives be changed and their bank accounts be changed at the same time. So that gets me excited too.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Thank you so much for being such a great guest. Don't leave just yet. Let me close out the show, and we'll chat a little bit off the air. But man, thank you so much for being such a great guest, man. I greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, bro, man. Thanks for
And
having me on. And listen, anytime you need me on, and you might have a particular theme or a panel or a group of guys talking about mental health and wellness, and because that's a real thing. We have to take our mental state seriously, because that's all we got. Because if this goes, then everything else goes. If this is unhealthy, everything else is out of alignment.
you just hit me with a idea because I've thought about it, but I haven't really thought about. I might set up a group, like a panel show. I've never had a panel show before, so I
Yeah,
might
that'll be a
do a
good.
panel
Yeah,
show
do that.
and
Yeah.
have more brothers like yourself come on the show, and it'll be something that's very important. And listen, we've had people who stop by showing love. Definitely, my man Tony came through saying, what's up, Tony?" He said, I guess he needed to hear this episode, man. This is timely for me. He needed this. That's good. Awesome. Awesome, Tony. Thanks for coming by. Again, he left plenty of comments, facts, not just from yeah, absolutely, man. Top Tony, thanks for definitely stopping by. He said it was some great stuff, good stuff here. And this is one of the reasons I love going live is having guests see that we have people out there leaving comments and showing and actually appreciating that we went live.
Hmm.
Show, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you definitely stopping by.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For sure. For sure. We're glad to have him on here for sure.
But yeah, like I said, don't leave just yet. Let me just close out the show, and you're gonna be back on again, definitely, man. I definitely know.
All right. All right.
We have you
I can be the resident mindset guru.
yeah, man. We definitely have you come on regularly. I would love that. But like I said, don't leave just yet. All right.
Okay. All right. I got you.
All right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much to everybody who's tuned in. I greatly appreciate it. If this episode sparks something in you, don't just sit with it. Act on it. Go grab your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code and start reprogramming the thoughts, patterns, and beliefs that that have been holding you back. This isn't theory; it's transformation in motion. Follow 80 Robbers for more tools and help you shift from surviving to thriving. And if today's convo hit home, share this episode with someone who's stuck in that scarcity loop. They might just need this wake up call. You've already had you've already had the code. It's time to crack it. So stay locked in, stay lit up, and as always, stay wise. You know how your boy Wise does it. Peace out. Oh, sorry everybody. I'm still learning the system.